Hello, my hypotheticals. It's Player2, and I'm going to be punishing the Olog-hai that betrayed me in the Giants of Mordor video. And we're just going to go right back into the gladiator pits.
The crowd screams for you. I will make you scream for them. My wrath knows no bounds.
So, Battle-hardened versus the catcher. Immediately, the catcher just starts getting poked in the back by his own men. But he decides to focus on the minions. Looks like they're both focusing on each other's minions. Unfortunately, what's his face? I've already forgotten him. Battle-hardened. Yeah, Battle-hardened focuses on clearing out his own minions at the same time, which I don't think is a good strategy. Catcher lands a decent blow, but Battle-hardened returns it in kind. It's a pretty even fight. I mean, they're pretty vanilla Ologs, aside from Battle-hardened's hook shot thing that he has, which he's going to use, but he can't pull on an Olog because they're too big. Alright, Battle-hardened lands a good hit. He's lit the catcher on fire, which is probably doing some work on him. Ooh, catcher's one hit away from death, but Battle-hardened's kind of looking... He's looking pretty bruised as well. Oh! Asgang, the catcher, goes down.
I knock you down and grind you into dust. Stop stalling and make a move.
Alright. The Rash versus the Battle-hardened. Battle-hardened lands a decent hit at the beginning. The reason I'm calling them out by their titles as opposed to their names is because they've got, like, I think 8 names. Ologs. So it's just better to name them by the titles. I don't think there are any replicants throughout the army. So Battle-hardened lands several good hits. The Rash is on fire now, and does not get hooked again, because he's too big. Okay, one of the minions is thrown at the Battle-hardened. Didn't seem to really affect him. Oh, it's going to be another close match. Oh, and the mine goes off right next to the Battle-hardened. He is fireproof, though. That's why he hasn't been lit up yet by the Rash. The Rash is probably... Oh, he gets the finishing blow. Like those ragdoll animations with the Ologs.
I show you how to fight. We see if you can give me challenge.
In all honesty, I want Guardian of Mordor to win. He looks awesome. Let's get him to win. Come on. Don't get hit twice like a little biscuit. You've got those really cool bodyguards. Just have them do... Oh, and a mine blows those guys up. Okay. Well, the Rash has the upper hand. I think the one thing that the Guardian of Mordor had going for him is that he had bodyguards and they're already dead. Oh wait, there's one right there. Oh, they're both alive. Huh. I thought they got knocked back by the explosion. Alright, well, they seem to be surrounding the Rash. They might be able to land a few hits. All the Guardian of Mordor needs is for the Rash to be distracted for just a turn. Like that. Like he just needs that to keep happening. Guardian of Mordor is enraged, so I think he's about to go off, but for an enraged Olog-hai, he's pretty tame. Okay. Still anyone's game. Oh, but Guardian of Mordor freaks out due to an explosion. He comes back around. One of his bros is like, "Hey man, you gotta turn around. The real fight's over there." But unfortunately, he's dazed now and on fire. The Rash gets another victory. Bashes his head in. Oof. That is too bad.
I paint walls with your blood. No one can defeat me. No one.
Arhenic the Massive's pretty vanilla though, so I guess I prefer Rash to beat the Massive. And he's already brought the Massive down to like 60% health, something like that. The Massive goes for a Scream, doesn't quite work out. Can't really stun Ologs that way. But the Rash isn't... Oh, he is retaliating. He's just very slow. Mine goes off. I guess that's Rash's, like, one saving grace, is that he's able to light himself on fire. No, he's got grenades that are able to light other people on fire. This is a thrilling match, by the way. Everybody's just, like, flailing about. Okay, the Massive recovers. He goes for a hit, misses the first, but comes around and lands some more blows. His host of defenders are poking at the Rash. Rash throws a grenade, which probably will take out some guys. The Massive doesn't care that he's killing his own guys. Doesn't really matter to him. It's working out. He's evened the playing field. Oh, but the Rash lands a good chunk of damage. Goes for another hit, but Massive counters. Massive screams, but again, that doesn't really do anything. Oh, instead of going for the hit, the Rash goes to taunt and ends up getting hit back. Oh, it's anyone's game. These battles have become close, but the Massive is enraged if he just keeps going. Oh, but the Rash comes in with a hit. Didn't finish it, though. I thought for sure that was going to end it. And that right there ends it. So Erlisik the Rash is doing quite good. 3 victories already.
I come for you! Be ready! More fighters! I kill all!
I mean, you just might. Deep Seer is holding poison, and that's not something we've seen the Rash deal with yet. Oh, he did seem to be affected. At the very least, briefly. No, he seems to be recovering just fine. Doesn't matter, though. The Seer's landed several good hits on the Rash. It's really just like 1 or 2 more hits and the Rash is dead. Plus, the Seer has a defender host that's still operating with at least 2 members left. Seer is on fire and gets dealt damage. Ooh. And not enough for it to be close. Yeah, just 1 more tick and the Rash is down.
Practice time is over. Time for a real fight. Show me what you got.
Painseeker is actually very difficult to deal with. He was really annoying. I think he was immune to executions. Not that that matters in this fight, where people are just beating each other with clubs. I do wish there was a bit more variety in the Olog's weapons. Even if it was just like the difference of, oh, instead of a club or a mace, he has a hammer or an axe. But they don't seem to have that all that much. Painseeker's dealing with the grunts. Deep Seer's also dealing with Painseeker's Olog-hai. But Painseeker was able to finish his job before Deep Seer was. Deep Seer just keeps yelling, which doesn't really do a whole lot against Olog-hai. Yeah, see, like that little repulse or whatever the move is called. It's just not doing anything, and you can clearly see that the Deep Seer's getting punished for it. He does finish off one of the Ologs. Yep, just keep doing the same move. Oh, he's sick. He got sick to his own poison. His Painseeker doesn't have poison. Just has a normal club that's pretty bloodied now after hitting Deep Seer with that hit. Yeah, grenades don't do a whole lot either. Maybe I should have shamed these Ologs. Maybe that would have been more entertaining. Certainly better than just watching a bunch of Ologs club each other to death.
The crowd screams for you. I will make you scream for them. I am here, waiting. Come!
So we're rooting for the Painseeker because Azter the Spike was the one who fled, and that I just came up behind and cut off his arm and killed him. He didn't seem to contribute anything to the fight, whereas Painseeker, you know, he seems like kind of a boss. Both in the previous video and in this so far, even though he's only beaten 1 person. Alright, so the grenades actually do help in these moments because it is stunning the grunts. Probably not the right ones, though. Nope, okay. So, while Spike deals with the Ologs, Painseeker will deal with the grunts. He was able to finish the job pretty early. And now Spike's just gonna get beat up. Yeah, look at this. Painseeker comes in, but he's content to watch, it looks like. He misses a swing. Throws a grenade that doesn't do anything. Oh! As the Spike is distracted with one of his grunts, the Painseeker comes in from behind. No, keep throwing those grenades. Do it. So Spike lands a heavy hit on Painseeker. Painseeker returns the favor. It's just a bunch of brief exchanges. Ooh, okay. Goes for a slightly different move, though. Doesn't work out. Goes for 2 moves in a row that are not ideal in this situation. But he hits the club. It's really just 1 more hit for the Spike. 2 more hits for the Painseeker. Oh, it's anyone's game. All of these have just been so very close. Who's going to hit who? That's what it comes down to. Painseeker does kill Aztir the Spike, which is good. It would be a bummer if the bodyguard of the Overlord lost to a coward.
Practice time is over. Time for a real fight. I do not have all day. I have a lot more maggots to kill.
So the Steady lands a good hit at the very beginning. Steady's pretty vanilla. A lot of these common Olog-hai are. Once we get into the epics, that will switch things up a little bit. That is something I did regret about the Giant Siege, is that there weren't a whole lot of epics and legendaries as there have been. Probably could have done that, but it costs resources. I can't make every captain and overlord legendary, unfortunately, and they certainly proved a challenge regardless. I don't think I would have been able to beat that overlord if it weren't for my bodyguard. So we have the Steady just kind of tossing people around. Painseeker's just getting speared from all sides. Look at him, he's just getting knocked around. Look, he can't do a single thing. He's just a pin cushion. Goodness gracious. That's okay. This fight's really just going to come down to who takes out the grunts first. And I think it's going to be the Steady. Because Painseeker, maybe he's just liking it. Maybe he's enjoying this. He's like Darkness. Just every hit, he's just, yep. Love it. Please, give me more. Oh, he went to regain health, but unfortunately can't do that if you're continually getting speared. Steady is slowly but surely working on this Olog-hai by lulling him into a false sense of security. Look, hit. Painseeker's trying to gain health. Oh, but would you look at that? He got a spear in him. Wow, Painseeker's really letting me down in this fight. It's just a complete pin cushion. Yeah. Painseeker goes down.
The crowd screams for you. I will make you scream for them. Stop babbling and get to fighting.
So who are we rooting for? This is our first epic. The Cook versus the Steady. We each have a team of grunts. Cook has berserkers, which is kind of fitting. While Steady still has his spearmen. But it looks like the berserkers are targeting those hunters and cutting them to pieces. Although, no. They only killed 1. Okay, well, the Cook is now out of his bodyguards, and the Steady is just going to keep on clubbing him. And if he can get the backup from his hunters, this match is sealed. His victory is secure. The Cook keeps getting dazed from the curse, or it's from the spears, I'm not quite sure. They do a little hug, and get separated in the ring. Ooh, Steady's trying to figure out where he is. He's figured it out. They're both dazed. They're coming in again. Really just comes down to who hits who first. Look like Steady's going to keep being that... Oh, no! The Cook. Cook lands the first heavy blow of the match. But Steady doesn't care. He's like, hey, you might have gotten an animation, but I'm the one who's dealing the damage, bud. Oh, and Erlasu the cook finishes it.
Practice time is over. Time for a real fight. That is very funny, but I do not have time to laugh now.
Alright, we're cheering for the cook, because who wants to cheer for someone whose title is Who Flees? Come on, cook. You got it. Erlasu, let's go. Oh, but he's poisoned. He's poisoned. He's been living off of the good food. So anytime there's something just a little bit gross, he's like, oh, I'm gonna be sick. I think I'm gonna vomit. But he's back. He's back on his feet, getting his head bashed in. It's cool. Looks like the cook's grunts are down to one berserker who's content to just taunt right now. Oh, but Who Flees is brought to his knees. Oh, but the cook is poisoned. He's sick. One more hit and he's a goner. They go for a hug, but I don't think that hug is going to save him. The cook goes to chuck one of his minions. At the very least, it's good for getting rid of the grunts. Lands a nice hit on Azteru. Will that... Oh, Azteru Who Flees gets the V.
The crowd screams for you. I will make you scream for them. Come here, fool, and I will make you eat those words.
I really like Azran's design. I hope he wins. It's just cool. Like, I like black outfits usually. It's also just a nice contrast to his lighter skin. Oh my gosh, Azteru Who Flees died instantly. I didn't even have time to notice what was happening to him because I was just admiring.
I fight for Sauron, and I will gladly dedicate your death to him. I will pile the corpses high, with yours on the bottom.
Ooh. Oh, unfortunately, the Stalker's Hunters just right off the bat lands several hits to his back, and dazes him, takes away from a good first hit, but he still manages to get that first hit. Lighting the monster on fire. I'm honestly indifferent as to who wins here. Both, I think, are pretty cool, but it's looking like it's going to be the Stalker. The monster just keeps getting dazed. He is enraged, but it just doesn't matter. His health is so low. One more hit will kill him. Even just like a little bit of fire. Yep. He dead.
I knock you down and grind you into dust. You have chosen where you will die. I will choose how.
So Stalker, he's learning from the last match. He's like, I can't just stand around for my own hunters to nail me in the back. I gotta just rush in, deal damage. And so the Thunderer is just, ooh, he's a unicorn. Look at him. Thunderer's like, who threw that spear at me? I'm gonna find you. Oh, stop it. Wait, stop. No, I didn't mean it. Okay. Throws a grenade, which is a good thing to do. Poison bomb at the hunters. He unfortunately hit one of his own Olog-hai. The hunters do a really good job of spreading out on the field, because you'll notice that the Thunderer just keeps on getting pegged. I do realize that there are a lot of innuendos here in what I'm saying. I get it. Just ignore them. It's fine. Another poison grenade, bomb, whatever. Stalker comes in. He's like, I'm done dealing with your grunts. I'm just gonna finish this. You have no health. Well, maybe I'll take on the grunts. Hey. I said I was gonna take on the grunts. What's your big deal? Okay, fine. You wanna fight me? Let's go. Come on. Okay, that was a solid hit, but I'll do you one better.
I come for you. Be ready. see how brave you are when I pulp your skull.
Alright, Endless versus the Stalker. Can the Stalker make it all the way to the Overlord? And if so, can he beat the Overlord? But we do have our proc to the Endless, who was kind of a difficult foe, if I remember correctly, when taking over the fortress. He just kept getting in the way, and then I think one of my own guys dealt with him later on. Looks like the Stalker is winning this fight, but again, could go any way. But the Endless is on fire. The Endless doesn't have a poison, cursed, or fire weapon, so he won't be doing extra damage, which is useful. Ooh, the Stalker goes for a hook, but as we all know, doesn't really work. Endless goes for some healing, but thanks to the Hunters and also the Stalker's quick moves, he doesn't get those heals that he desperately needed. Hunters are just okay to watch the Stalker finish it off. Oh, how did that not end it? Come on, finish him. Finish him. He's got nothing. Oh, he goes for a heal, but that's not the time to do it.
I show you how to fight. Are we going to do this, or are you all talk?
Stalker versus the Master. Both of them have fire weapons, and the Master is legendary, so I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go. Can the Stalker beat the two legendary overlords? Or two legendary war chiefs? Man, I get those things messed up. He's enraged, which I have yet to see him become enraged. He must have to be lit on fire in order to do that. Or maybe if all of his allies... No, his allies are still left. I don't know what it is, but the Master is going down. Now he's the Padawan.
This is why they call me the Starchitect.
Alright, I want him to win so badly.
Come here, fool, and I will make you eat those words.
So Arceus is actually a DLC character that appears in like Eltario's questline. I beat that, so I've just been using him. He's not the first one to appear. There was a previous overlord of like the Beasts of Mordor. He was also one of the DLC characters, and Tinder, who was the Outcasts of Mordor overlord. But Arceus unfortunately did not get the overlord spot because I thought the Regal looked way cooler. Well, Arceus does have a poison weapon, and it's a hammer, so it's unique. So I appreciate that, but it looks like Arceus is losing. He does have his men alive, whereas the Stalker does not. I don't know if Arceus' men will really accomplish anything, but Arceus is pretty low on health. 2 more hits and he's done. Okay, now 2 more hits and he's done. Arceus does land a good blow, though. Come on, Arceus. You can pull through. Oh, that's too bad.
Practice time is over. Time for a real fight. Stop stalling and make a move.
Can he beat the Overlord? Oh, already they're both enraged. I can't wait to see this fight. Oh, but Arceus the Regal is just like, I ain't having it, dude. I was the Overlord of a fort. Oh, but, he's just getting smacked around. Goodness gracious. The Stalker has no sense of mercy, but Arceus is back in it. He just wanted to deal with the grunts. Oh, but he's dazed. He's on fire. Things aren't looking good for Arceus, but his grunts come in to help. They're here. They're brothers in arms. They're willing to help out. Arceus is just, you know, he's just working up the energy to finish off the Stalker. The Overlord lands several good hits, but it's still anyone's game. These games are so close. This is a good one to end on, of course. Osron's the Stalker emerges the most powerful Olog-hai in the army.